Excellent. Okay. All right. So once again, thank you for joining us today. And I know we've got just a couple of students in the room today. So if at any time you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. It is a small group, so this can be kind of like a conversation, if you will. Okay. All right. Next slide, please. Okay, so we have 5 RAM pathways here at Fresno City College. They are based on similar courses, student interests, and career opportunities. So out of the 5, whatever your major is, you now fall under our Culture, Education, and Society pathway, also known as the CES pathway. So Kaya, is that your first name?
Rikia.
Kia. Okay, thank you for joining us. What is your major?
My major at the time, I'm trying to take up child development.
Excellent. Okay, perfect. Yep, you're right in the correct pathway. So excellent. Okay, moving forward.
Okay.
Okay, so why are you in the CES pathway? So obviously you're interested in working with children, and that also encompasses a part of the CES pathway. Social sciences were heavily rooted in that area. So as you can see, those human interactions and social bonds. It really does take a kind individual to want to work with children. So I commend you for taking that step forward and starting with us here at Fresno City. Next slide, please. Okay, so you can see on our list of majors here, but you already have your major selected. But for anyone else that's watching this recording, you can find this information on our website at fresnocitycollege.edu. And under the academics tab, you will just click on RAM pathways. Okay, so as you can see, there's a plethora of various majors, everything from administration of justice and criminology, culture and women's studies, politics and pre-law, education, child studies, rec leadership, history, philosophy, and global issues, as well as social behaviors, interactions, and research. Okay, so what does your pathway consist of? So your pathway team is made up of deans, counselors, instructors, student services staff members. And the goal of our pathway teams are to support you from the very start to the very end. And how we support you is with academic advising. And today I know we have an extreme registration event. So if you need to meet with a counselor, we will actually be in the library today from 1 until 6 p.m. So if you have any questions or would like to meet with the counselor, today is the day. And if you're not able to make it today, then you can always contact our student services office at 442-8226. In addition to academic advising, we also offer support and intervention, and that is a partnership between our instructional faculty and our counselors. And then we also have financial aid and transfer and career support. Okay, next slide, please. And thank you, Sam. She just put in the chat box that information for our counseling department information. Okay, next slide, please. There we go. Okay, excellent. So next up is supporting our students, also known as the SOS model. As you can see, students are at the center of our focus here on our campus, and it's pretty much an all hands on deck approach to supporting you, Kaya, and the rest of our CES pathway students. So like I mentioned earlier, we have pathway counselors, support services such as tutorial, we have financial aid, admissions and records, your instructors, as well as your deans. So we're all here to work together and to lock arms to help you from the beginning to the very end. All right, so your success network, as you can see here, when you log into your portal, which you'll do on our website, in the top right-hand corner, it'll say My Portal. You'll click on that. Once you type in your username, which is typically is your student ID number at my.sccd.edu, and your password, I'm almost certain it's going to be, if you haven't changed it, it should be lowercase, your first initial, uppercase, the first initial of your last name, and then your 6-digit date of birth. Okay, and then once you log in, you'll be able to see your success network, which will be Starfish. You'll see a little button there. When you click on that, because you are a part of the CES pathway, this is what you will see. These are all the various counselors that are embedded within our pathway. So if you'd like to make an appointment with a specific counselor, you can do so on this page. If not, you can just click on that schedule an appointment box at the top left-hand corner, and that way you can see who's available on what days and times. All right, next slide. Okay, so once you click on select that appointment, you will select a reason. So if it's your first semester, we certainly want to encourage our students to schedule an appointment with us to create a student education plan. And that will be a 60-minute appointment where you will meet one-on-one with a counselor, either in person or via Zoom, whichever is easiest for you to make. And then, as you can see under select a reason, you're going to select a date and time. And so by clicking the schedule an appointment, you'll be able to see the various counselors that we have available. So keep in mind, we do have a lot of counselors that are adjunct, which means that they are part-time. And we also have other counselors that may be working on various projects. So if you are unable to meet with the specific counselor, then I would just say schedule an appointment and see who pops up. Okay. And if you have any questions, typically with child development, I would encourage you to meet with any one or all three of us. So I know Samantha Casares and Melissa Reyes Rodriguez and we work primarily with our education and child development majors. So any one of us or anyone else in the CES pathway, we're considered the specialists in various majors. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so once you've clicked on schedule that appointment and you've clicked on the individual and the date and time that works for you, it's going to ask you to review and confirm. So it's going to list out the date and time, and it will tell you who that counselor is, the location of that appointment. So if it is via Zoom, you will see a Zoom link in that box. And then the meeting instructions will be listed there. And that information will be emailed to your Fresno City email address as well as a confirmation. Okay. All right. So yeah, it does state check student email for appointment confirmation and instructions. Okay, moving forward, I'm going to pass this over to Melissa Reyes Rodriguez.
All right, everyone, let's talk about the importance of meeting with us. You will want to make the appointment just like MK directed in the previous PowerPoint slides in regards to updating and meeting. The importance of meeting with us is to update and go ahead and change any transfer information, review your progress. If you have perhaps major change, if you happen to drop or fail a course, you will want to go ahead and request an appointment with us. Any type of questions you need, resources, you'll want to go ahead and book an appointment with us. That will be the importance of meeting with your counselor at least twice per semester, or whenever you need or need additional resources. Now, the importance of meeting with counselors, like I mentioned in the previous slide, you do need to create your education plan. Now that you are starting the spring semester, you could have perhaps met with the counselor and they could have perhaps created an abbreviated plan for just one semester. You do need to book an appointment with your CES pathway counselor to complete a comprehensive plan. You will want to book an appointment at least once or twice per semester to update your education plan as you go, so that we can go ahead, keep you updated, and check on your transfer information if you are going to be pursuing a transferable associate's degree. You need to book an appointment with us as well to learn more about your major, your general education requirements. You want to make sure that you're taking the right courses, that you're satisfying the right general education areas. That way you are, we can get you in and out of here as soon as possible, and you're not spending your time and your money taking the wrong courses. Starfish Early Alert is basically a system that we have here at Fresno City College that is being used by our instructors and counselors in a form of communication. If for some reason you are failing a class, there is a concern that you might have stepped out and you're not submitting your assignments, then that is when the instructor does reach out to the counseling system, counselors, and we go ahead and exchange the information. We go ahead and contact our student to see, to check in on you and see what's going on. So that would be through the early alert system, checking in with our students and collaborating with our instructors to get you set. We will provide the resources and the guidance during your time here at Fresno City College. So please, please, please don't estrange us. We are here to serve you and we are here to help you. Whenever you have questions or you do not know where you're heading to, please book an appointment with us so that we can go ahead, redirect you to the right path. Now, the importance of meeting with your instructors, it is always, always needed and it recommended that you meet with your instructors, that you know who your instructor is. Make sure that when you receive your syllabus at the beginning of the semester that you have the contact information such as email, phone number, and location if you're taking an in-person course so that you can go ahead and locate your instructor whenever you have questions. We have what we call well, instructors have what we called their office hours, which will be scheduled once or twice a week. And these office hours are going to be appointed for their students. So this is your time to meet with with your instructor. Okay, so make sure that you go ahead and make use of the office hours that are going to be provided to you on behalf of your instructors. You need to make sure that you know how to locate your instructor. And make sure that whenever you have any obstacles, challenges, or any questions that might, set off your semester, that you communicate with us both, instructor and counselor, so that we can go ahead and help you and guide you on that aspect. If you're going to be taking an online course and you will not be taking, you are basically not going to be meeting face to face with this instructor, you will want to go ahead and make sure that you go ahead and track down the instructor's email and if they will be hosting Zoom office hours. Most of them do offer Zoom office hours. You will want to go ahead and check those states so that you can go ahead and chime in during the Zoom office hours provided to you so that you can make any questions or receive any feedback from them. So student success tips before week 1. Okay, so RAM Ready is what you're taking care of right now. Let's check it off. You will want to go ahead and order your parking pass. If you are going to be taking in-person courses and you are going to be physically driving to campus, remember that we do have 2 locations. We have the Fresno City College main campus, and we also have our newest Fresno West campus location. Make sure that you print your schedule before Monday. You will need to have that schedule printed. Make sure that you read the location and the time that your class is going to be starting. Okay, so it says screenshot or print your class schedule, but printed, don't take a screenshot. It's better if you print it so that you can have the location handy with you. You will need to order your parking pass. If you do not order your parking pass, you will receive a ticket. Okay, daily parking permit is $1 a day, and semester parking fee, I believe it's $30. And then we can go ahead and share a link with you so that you can go ahead and purchase your parking pass. There are designated student parking locations. Please park in your designated student parking location to avoid being ticketed. You will want to download a campus map as well. Okay, so you'll want to go ahead and show up with your class schedule in a screenshot or print it and a campus map handy. And then most important thing, go to class. Show up to class on the first day of the semester, because if you do not show up to class, you can be dropped from your class. Okay, we have students waitlisted. If you have a place in your in this course, okay, we do have students waiting on a wait list to be added. If you do not show up on the first day of lecture, the instructors will go ahead and drop you, and the students on the wait list will go ahead and make their way in. So go to class. It's very important. Yeah.
Okay, good morning, everybody. So I'm going to take over just want to make sure I spotlight. Okay. So the next portion of ours, and I think I skipped one slide here, student success tips. So Melissa talked a little bit about some things to kind of get you started. You do need to make sure that you have your books and materials for each class. And if you're not sure how to do that, when we wrap this up, we can kind of look at our website so I can show you. You will need the section numbers of all of your courses. So a section number is going to be the 5-digit code after your course numbers. So for example, if it says English 1A and then it's like 59237, then it's going to be that 5-digit code afterwards. What that does is it identifies that specific teacher, specific location, date, and time. Because we offer thousands of different courses, that one will identify that instructor and the books and materials that they need for that class. So you can actually go to our online bookstore with that section number and find out exactly what books you need. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to buy them through our bookstore. You can buy them on Amazon or rent them or however you want to do it, whatever's cheapest or best for you. But you do want to make sure that you're ready to hit the ground running, because these classes do move fast, especially if you're doing a short-term class. But you know, we want to start with the best foot forward. So just make sure that you're ready. You have all your books, everything situated. Most importantly, attend class, okay? This looks differently depending on the format that you're choosing, whether you're in person or you're online. If you're in person, make sure you show up the first several class sessions, because the instructor does have the right to drop you if you don't show up. In terms of online formats, you do want to make sure that you are checking your email like the days leading up to the first day of school, because a lot of the times the instructors will provide you with instructions that weekend. If it's a Monday start class, it might look something like participate in the discussion board the first day of class. And that's basically their attempt to take roll call and attendance to make sure that you are going to participate in the class and that you are in the right place. If you don't show up, again, you may be dropped. Please keep in mind, ultimately, if you want to drop a class, it is your responsibility to make sure that happens, because instructors are human. They may make the mistake of not dropping you, and it might show up on your transcript later on as an F if you just decide not to show up. So, but attend class, make sure that you're participating, attend tutorial sessions, which I do believe still offer online services as well. That's a great resource for students, especially the Reading and Writing Center. If you are turning in papers, which you will do for every class, sit with the Reading and Writing Center, have them review it with you. They'll catch grammatical errors. They'll teach you how to do citations, get into that groove of writing really good papers. So when you turn them in, you're turning in really good work. If you have gaps in your schedule, make sure that you use those gaps to be in the tutorial center or the library, okay? I think the tutorial center has a stigma of only for those students who are in trouble, don't, have bad grades, and that's not true. Really, the people that go there know the difference between an A and B, and is spending an extra hour a week, at least, in the tutorial center. Make sure you complete all your assignments and do them on time, okay? So completing assignments, time management, very important, especially if you're a working student. Make sure that you are utilizing that syllabus. And I'm old school, I'm gonna date myself, but get a planner or a calendar of some sort. So as soon as you get that syllabus the first day of school, your homework should be to input when all your assignments and your readings are due in that planner, okay? And then if you work, add your work schedule to that. So it'll give you enough foresight that you can see, hey, you know what? I have a big paper that's due Monday morning and I work all weekend. I cannot wait to do this assignment over the weekend. I have to start it the week before. So make sure that you have those great time management skills and your priorities. Do not procrastinate. It's a lot of people's pitfalls here when we're doing early alert. It's a lot of times it's people that I prioritize work over school and just mismanage my time. So make sure that you're doing that. Attend faculty office hours. Your instructor is a big asset for you. And as far as counseling, it's really tough sometimes to mediate situations where students are not doing so well in the class, because ultimately the person who has the most power to help you is probably going to be your instructor. So make sure you're visiting their office hours or Zoom hours, like Melissa had mentioned. They're human, and they make assumptions in terms of why you might not be showing up to class, and they may think that you're just not somebody who's interested or committed to that class, when in reality you just got a whole lot going on in life, and they can be empathetic to that and potentially help you maneuver through those times. So make sure you are utilizing your instructors, and also they're the experts. So again, I know Kia mentioned that you're interested in child development, and maybe you don't know what you necessarily want to do with child development, but talk to your instructors. They're the experts. They're the ones who majored in child development. Find out what their work life looks like for a while, and where are some good work experience places to go, internships, places to start. Build that rapport with them. And I will say this, just having experience, again, utilizing your instructors, they're great people to write you letters of recommendation when you do need them. And you will need them at some point when you're applying to other programs or you're applying for jobs. You need those professional recommendations. So utilize your instructors for that. Again, making sure that you're staying up on your student email. It is their primary source of communication. So download Microsoft, I think it's Office 365 on your phone. Just make sure that you have Outlook and that access all the time, because your instructor may email you, your counselor may email you, financial aid may email you. It's all done through email. Okay. Canvas also has a form of communication. So make sure that you're checking, if you're doing an online course, you're checking Canvas all the time, at least every other day, if not every day. All right, moving on. Pathway events. We do our best to try and connect with our students both inside the office and outside the office. So you will receive a welcome letter from our dean. For our social science, that's going to be Dean Sherilyn. So you should be expecting an email from her. And then we do have our welcome week booth. Okay, so if you're lost on campus, those welcome booths are going to be very helpful. We have maps. We can show you if you showed up to a class and it was too full or you don't like it, we can provide you with different course options. So stop by, say hi. We also have little giveaways and stuff. Get to know us so we can get to know you. Make sure that you are doing your comprehensive student educational plan. This says September, but I'm assuming this is built for fall, but you're going to want to meet with one of us counselors no later than March, okay? That's when registration really starts happening for the summer and fall session. So if you want to be ready so that you're not procrastinating or getting classes that don't really work with your work schedule at odd times, or having to try and cram or crash a course, make sure you have that comprehensive plan. We will literally plan everything for you from start to finish to make sure you're staying on track. Again, like Melissa said, so you're not wasting your time and your money on courses that you don't need. To kind of speak in general terms, it takes 60 units to get an associate's degree. It takes 120 units to get a bachelor's degree. So our goal as a counselor is, if you are interested in a degree program, we want to get you in and out of here at 60 units. No less, no more. 60 units is what you need, okay? So if we time it right, if we plan this accordingly, we can definitely get you in and out of those times this way you can start in your real career. Okay, so moving forward, if you need help, again, we have welcome week information booths that are going to be out there. You can't miss this. We're going to have big red tents, tablecloths, and everything out there. You do have to make sure that you're staying up on checking in your portal, student email, and your class locations. There's maps on campus. You can Google it and pull up our map. I do want to let you know that majority of the counselors are housed in student services, but if you do make an appointment with myself, Melissa Rodriguez, or Melissa Kent, we are not in the same building. We are in OAB 122, so always double check where you're scheduling your appointment. And you can always come walk into OAB 122. As long as one of us is here, we can help you or guide you in the right direction. We get students all the time that are like, hey, I don't know where this class is. It's an OAB. I'm lost, and we can help you. Sometimes I get lost, but I'll help you. Counseling drop-ins. Right now, we're kind of doing what I like to call crisis counseling because we're not really planning the full 2 years right now. Whenever the semester starts or registration starts happening, we usually revert from appointments to drop-in, which means we're going to help students on a first come first serve basis. This is the time where we're just really looking at what you need in that moment, potentially for the next semester. But ideally, the 60-minute appointment with the degree completion or SCP appointment is really what we want with you, because that's where we really get to spend time with you, evaluate transcripts, things like that. So don't be surprised if you are only able to meet with a counselor the first 3 weeks of January on a first come first serve basis. If you want help right away without having extremely long wait times, I would encourage you to come in the morning. Probably not around lunchtime, because everybody usually takes their lunch between 12 and 1, and then the wait times are really long. Again, we can help you virtually, either over the phone, through Zoom, or you can come down to campus. After the 3rd week, we'll move back to appointments. So if you do have in-depth questions like, hey, I want to think long-term. I have transcripts from another college. Can we sit down and look at them and determine what that means for me? That's the time to do that. There's live chat counseling available through college relations. I know if you need registration support, they usually have live Zoom sessions where they can jump in with you and help you do that. Transfer Center will do that, especially when you're getting ready to transfer. They will do workshops when you're ready to fill out that application. But we are here. Please come ask for help. What's next? It looks like there's a campus tour and resource fair that's coming up Thursday, January 4th. So you'll probably see myself, Melissa Rodriguez, and Melissa Kent out on campus. We will also do a virtual My Portal and Canvas workshop. So if you don't know how to navigate your student portal and you don't know how to navigate Canvas, please make sure you attend those, because your ability to navigate those is really detrimental to your success in that class. So know it, learn it, get that under your belt so that you are just worried about the academic portion of it. More resources available. It looks like there's a RamReady webpage that you're welcome to visit. I actually haven't visited that. That's probably new. And there's also always online surveys that are being sent to you for your student email. So if you get a survey for this today, please fill it out. We'd really appreciate it, so we can continue to help our students in the right way. Lastly, any questions? Please feel free to unmute yourself, ask a question. No question's a dumb question, so please, anything.
Okay, so before we end the session, I just wanted to remind those that are in the meeting right now, there is a lot of good information that was posted in the meeting chat box by my colleagues. Information on the parking passes. There's a link to the webpage where you can go online to purchase that parking pass. Also wanted to note to give that information about the deadline to complete a student ed plan. Will be March 8th. So keep in mind that is the deadline for new students, because that will allow admissions and records to give you, or I should say, select a good registration date for you. So there's various tiers that come to register when it comes to registration. Tiers 1 is for active military and veterans and students who are under the support programs such as CalWORKs, Disabled Students Programs and Services, also known as DSPS, foster youth, extended opportunity program services, also known as EOPS. So those individuals get first priority for registration. And then from that point, tier 2 all the way through tier 7 But definitely, create that student ed plan with a counselor, schedule that meeting sometime. I would say probably in February, if possible. The sooner the better. So that way, at least we can get you a good registration date. And that way you'll know when your registration date comes around, what classes you'll want to register for fall. And if you would like to take classes in the summer as well. Okay.
Perfect. I do want to add, if you guys do end up changing your major along the way, your counselors are going to change. If you do change your major, please book your appointment through general counseling and they'll connect you with the expert in that area. Sometimes students will change majors, and the way first, and we are very experienced, seasoned counselors, we can help you, but at the same time, we want to connect you with the expert so that you, if you're changing your major to nursing or something like that, we'll connect you with that expert. Also, utilize the Career and Employment Center. If you haven't really built your resume, if you're not really sure with what you want to do, please explore those resources as well. There's lots on campus. Take a look at our website and just become familiar with it. The last thing I will say is not everything constitutes an appointment. If you do have a quick question, call general counseling. They can triage to make sure that they're answering your question. Some students wait all week to get a simple override or hold cleared, and you don't necessarily have to do that. So make sure you call a general counseling office and they will definitely direct you to the right place. And I did put the phone number in the chat for you guys. I would definitely program that phone number into your phone. So if you do have questions or need help, they'll point you in the right direction. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you all for being here and good luck this semester.